Hello, my name is Kelly Custer, and I would like to talk a little bit about school based mental health services and special education. Are we providing enough? I'm an elementary special education teacher for the Eau Claire Area School District. Our district is comprised of one early learning center, 12 elementary schools, 3 middle schools, 2 high schools, and 2 charter schools. Our enrollment is approximately 11,500 students, of which 1,535 receive special education services. Of the 1,535 students receiving special education services, 195 of those students have been identified as having an emotional and behavioral disability. The question at hand is, are students identified as having emotional and behavioral disabilities more likely to receive school-based mental health services than students in other disability categories? As I was researching, the question, what are teachers faced with in the classroom, came to mind. I found that the classroom is quite a bit different than what it used to be, and I see this on a day-to-day basis. I see teachers feeling they are not trained or supported properly in order to deal with students who are in need of more intense mental health services or behavioral services. I also see teachers and hear teachers talking about not only are they pushed to teach academics at a rigorous pace, but they are also forced to take care of students' emotional and social well being. This is a big job for anybody. So, how can we make it easier? How can we work together? Identifying the child is first and foremost. Identifying those families who need a little extra help and support is our first step. We need to find the right fit for this student. What are the resources that are going to help these students and their families? And we need to provide the families with the resources and the options and assist them in making them functional. The data that I received came from our district, and it is made up of all grade levels, pre-K through 12. And what I was looking for is students who are receiving special education services, mainly identified as having an emotional and behavioral disability, and who are also receiving school-based mental health services. As you can see in column number 2, the number of students screened throughout the district this past year, the 2018-19 school year, was 365. Of that 365, 46 of those students received special education services under the label of emotional and behavioral disability, and they received the school-based mental health services. There weren't any students who were identified in a special education category other than emotional and behavioral disabilities. So what does this all mean? There were only 23% of the students identified as having EBD who are receiving any sort of mental health services, either in or outside of school. To me, that number seems very, very low. And out of the 46 students, only 4 chose to go outside of the school to receive their mental health services. The purpose behind the school-based mental health services is to provide parents and families with an option within the school to lessen the burden of taking their student or taking their child to another clinic, another place in order to receive mental health services. So as we move forward. The trauma informed classroom movement is a big one for our district right now. We're looking at the whole child and what is the direction of the future of education. Education is constantly changing. We need to train educators to look at the whole child. We need to meet those needs of emotional well being before we can target the academics. We have to have our students healthy from the inside, mind, body, before we can really hit those academics. I would like to see all students who have been identified with having an emotional and behavioral disability referred for a mental health consult. We can start this process by including our family resource coordinator at all of our IEP meetings. Here we have a team of people who are looking out for the best interest of the student. The family is there, the general education teacher is there, the special education teacher is there, an administrator, and then I would love to see our family resource coordinator. I don't feel like this position is utilized enough. The family resource coordinator has such a wealth of information, and I can see if we were able to utilize this position more, we could really make some strong connections and collaborate with community, home, and school in order to help heal and make the whole student successful. That is my goal for this next year. I would like to see our special education team really target the social emotional well-being of all of our students. If we're seeing families who are in need of a little extra support or a little extra direction, I would like to see us going that extra mile and connecting these families with our family resource coordinator and then making sure that we follow through. Not only will this help the family and the student immensely, we will also be able to work more closely with the general education teachers in helping them lessen the burden within the classroom. And we all know that that will help not only the teacher, but all students within that classroom. I appreciate your time, and I would like to thank you for listening.